Hey, 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 power people. I love that we have this time together to have meaning and talk about things that matter for those of you who know you are called to empower women, and particularly through making sure they have a relationship with their womb, their seat of their creative power. So in this part, we're at like part 6 of this series. I don't know if y'all know that this conversation is a series about the opportunity to train with the womb sauna and become a certified womb sauna practitioner. And my intention with these conversations is to let you get familiar with who I am, how I teach, and the collection of wisdom that I've obtained throughout the years, but also to inspire anybody that's doing this work because I know what it's like to do this work. So today I want to talk about boundaries, right? I want to talk about what happens in the relationship that gets developed in this intimate type of work. I actually go over this in module 7 of my Yoni Steam certification program, where I talk about the healing cord that exists between practitioners and their clients and how to care for that cord. You literally are going to be sitting with women, and some of these clients have never talked about some of the things that are going to come out in a session, right? Some of the pieces of their womb story has been hushed, suppressed, tucked away. And being in that energy with the different tools that we use to service our clients, that unlocks women. It is very sacred. This is part of the reason that we don't do like the group steaming parties and stuff. When we service groups of women, every single woman has a practitioner because you just never know what is inside that woman's womb that is creating the issues she's experiencing in her health, or what is affecting her flow of money, or what is affecting her love life, right? And so we don't want group dynamics to interfere with the real reason we're here, because our expression of yoni steaming is not for entertainment purposes. It's for life transformational purposes. And so we make sure that when we do group events, that every single woman, that's why you need a tribe, so that you ain't got to carry the weight of the work on yourself and compromise on the integrity of the work to follow the trends, right? No, every single person there will have intimate care. And so what begins to happen is the subconscious mind gets activated in a womb sauna yoni steam. And I train my students on what to do and how to recognize when that happens. What are the signals that clients will give to show you that there's some deeper level processing occurring? And what do we do with that energy? How do we keep the space where we service our clients pure? How do we establish a dynamic with our clients that says you are safe, you are free to process what needs to be processed, you are free to go through all the layers of the experience without being interrupted, without feeling unsafe. But then, as practitioners, and this is the side of the conversation that I think needs to be had more often, how do you also do this work and to make sure you're safe? Make sure that you can express your gift in the way you've been designed to express it. I've been on both sides of it. I've, learned how to secure and create safe space for my clients. But as the one facilitating the experience, I've also learned how to keep myself safe. I've turned off the pot, and I have said to clients, I do not think I can support you in this way. Let me refer you out. Why? What happened, Thema? I'm glad you asked. So literally, this type of work is driven by alignment. It is not just herbal therapy, and we include essential oils in our method, and tools and other tools that we use. This is vibrational medicine. And it's not driven by making sure your payment clears every month when you bundle with me, making sure. It's driven by, can I genuinely be resourced for my sister's breakthrough? And if I find myself in a position as a womb sauna practitioner, the founder of this movement, if there's a woman in session with me and I am more invested in her breakthrough than she is, I am more willing to activate the necessary work and the necessary decisions for her to heal than she is. For me, that is a vibrational misalignment. That's a boundary. People have to opt in, and I break all of this down in greater detail in my training. That's why if you're really enjoying the conversation, you need to come on in to the tribe and get the support and the wisdom and the conversations you need. I'm looking for the women who are actually working, not just the women who are just curious about the knowledge. God bless you. I love y'all too. And that's why I put so much content on our YouTube and Facebook about it. But I'm talking specifically to the women who are out here and you're sacrificing your energy. You're offering it up and it's not being utilized well, right? You have to vet clients the same way in your love life. You vet who gets access to your heart the same way in other areas of your life. You vet relationships. Why would it be any different just because you're passionate and you want to help that you shouldn't vet if the person even has the capacity to receive the medicine that God has given you to give? No. We have intake forms, we have processes, protocols, and procedures. Those are the 3 P's that I teach my students. We have processes, we have protocols, we have procedures, not just to make sure that we can ensure the safest, most beautiful experience for our clients, but so that you can ensure that you have a safe, beautiful experience, practitioner facilitating it. Which is another reason why at our headquarters we don't necessarily take walk-ins, because there is an agreement that people need to make up front to access what Thema gives. If you are coming for me, you have to, there's a certain mindset and energy I allow in my office, in my space. And sometimes when you are passionate about serving people, you can forget that self-neglect can interfere with that. Not having great boundaries, not being clear about what the experience is, trying to do what's popular versus what you're assigned to do by God. All of those things relax boundaries that keep everybody safe and thriving in the experience. Because healing is multi-layered. Some sessions with me, women have cried, saying we've prayed together, we've laughed. Every session is different because it is the client who chooses the intention of the session when they come to the womb sauna. They're not just coming for a steam. There's a certain kind of intentionality that I build in my processes, protocols, and procedures of even coming in through the door, so that there's not so much energy having to be utilized to get everybody in alignment and on the same page. There's instructions. My clients receive prep email instructions. They get regimens afterwards. And so when they come back for their follow-ups, they already kind of know what we're going to be talking about, what we're going to be focusing the energy on, what we're going to be centering and grounding into in that session. And that keeps me vibrationally clean. It keeps the way I express what I do pure and powerful. When I get clients who are there because they just want to experience or they just want to do things the way they want to, go online and buy you a yoni semen kit and do that at home. That's not what we do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to desire that. I'm just saying that's not what womb sauna practitioners do. Part of our method of holding space for the women includes being able to receive a sacred witness, to hold that space for your breakthrough moment to recognize when your subconscious mind is trying to speak and help you understand what it's trying to say, because the subconscious mind, I love Florence Scovel Shinn's definition, is power without direction. So in womb sauna sessions, you get to figure out what to do with yourself, how to harmonize your God mind, conscious mind, and subconscious mind, how to listen to the messages from your body and what you're feeling. We do all of that in our sessions. So no, I don't want somebody coming in who just wants to sweat for a few minutes, get the herbal smells on them and make sure the yoni is still lubricated and then walk right out. That's just not our method. We do something much deeper. And because of that, there's a different process and protocol that has to be intact for how people even come in, so that there's less resistance to the flow from start to finish. Right? So it's important for you to grab pen and paper. If you're not in my training program and community, then you'll have to do this on your own. But grab pen and paper and really, if you're an empower of women, if you're in the yoni simi industry, write down what your boundaries are as a practitioner. Now, if you want the tribe life and you want more of my insight and wisdom about what those boundaries can look like, so you can decide if you want to incorporate that in your practice, then apply. The application is free. Go to thewombsauna.com/certification. Say, Thema, I caught your live. I want to be a part of the community because everything you're talking about is really resonating with me. And I really want to learn more about how to embody this work without it draining me, overwhelming me. You know, some clients get a little feisty. I've had women turn on me and project their stuff and da-da-da. So some of these things I'm talking about is really just from my lived experience of doing this work as long as I have. I know what happens in this process, and I've figured out ways to really minimize drama, people not having the correct expectations. I mean, simple things like properly communicating your payment policies, refund policies. These things matter because women are already exercising their faith to come into this experience. And so some women are coming in with anxiety and fear and stuff. But we don't want you as the practitioner moving in anxiety and fear because you're facilitating the experience, right? So we want you to be confident. We want you to be clear on what you need to serve at the highest level. And that's something, like I said, that I cover in my curriculum. I don't just teach you technical knowledge about how to set everything up and how to get the right things and accept. No. It's full range. To be a sauna practitioner and to train with me, honestly, is to say yes to your God-given assignment. You got to be called to this kind of work the way we do it here. Okay, so I just wanted to just put that in front of you. I hope it's got your wheels turning and it's got you thinking about it. Like, yeah, what are my non-negotiables when it comes to deciding who I will give access to my business, my practice, my gifts, the way I serve? You are allowed to have some non-negotiables. Just because you are the one administering the medicine doesn't mean that you can just be treated any kind of way. You just got to tolerate anything. You got to serve everybody. I accepted years ago I ain't for everybody. I am for those that I am for. And if you feel like you want more support, more teaching, my gift is here for you. And I can't wait to receive your application. And then you'll go ahead and schedule your interview with one of our enrollment advisors, and they will help you decide if this is really in alignment with your gift and your vision for your practice and serving women. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Share your perspective. If you're comfortable, you can comment and say, these are the type of boundaries I've been able to establish in my practice that have helped me stay fully present and available and not burn out. I think that's an important conversation that we need to have in this industry space, It's a lot of work to do womb work. It's not light work. It can take a lot out of you. And so you need to be prepared and you need to be clear about what your true capacity is in this field of work and how to take care of yourself. You cannot give what you don't have, right? So if you're going to do this work, then you need to have a very clear plan on self-care and business care, boundaries with clients. What's the ideal client? I teach my students that your ideal client is a version of yourself, right? So what is all of that? Let's define that. And that's something that we do in our training program to make sure that by the time our students launch and they do their apprenticeship and they're practicing all of these things in the marketplace, they're confident and they feel clear. Where there is a lack of clarity, there will be a lack of execution. So I know that there are women who jumped into this field of work who were excited, and you had that vigor and you had that energy and you were just big energy bringing it in. Now you burnt out and worn out and tired because you were doing this work without boundaries. You need boundaries too. And your boundaries ironically will take care of everybody's boundaries because they're entering your space. When you establish a business, that's your space. It's an extension of yourself. And so, yeah, make sure you're taking care of yourself so that you can remain honorably positioned to take care of the women that you serve. Don't pour from an empty cup. And when you do that too long, it breeds resentment. It breeds bitterness. It breeds, why did I even pay for the training? Why did I even sign up for that? Because there's nothing more dangerous in this world than a powerful woman who resides in a chronic state of self-neglect. Because we as powerful women set the tone in the world. It starts in our own houses, then it extends to the block, then it extends to the neighborhood, then it extends to your state, then it extends. It's a ripple effect. So you gotta take it. That's non-negotiable. You cannot do this type of work and constantly be neglecting yourself. You have got to call yourself higher. You've got to sit down and figure out, what are the boundaries I need to have in place if I'm going to do this work? All right. So hopefully, if you are thinking about where can I learn and train, I'll see you in class and we can continue the conversation. So again, you can apply for free at thewombsauna.com/certification. When you come into this community, you get a dedicated mentor, you get access to our monthly training calls, you get direct access to me. It's a vibe. Come explore it, and I'll see you in the next conversation.